So we've reached the time of the podcast where we talk NASCAR and who else to come on than Brandon. Brandon, we almost hit it out of the park last week, but Chastain, Rainey, who else? Kyle, like Beho
Bush.
and Bush. I mean, it was just one of those races where we were so close yet so far away, my friend.
It was sad because we sat here and basically threw Logano under the bus. Beho was all about Kyle. Kyle was winning. Logano pulled it off. So,
Props to Logano, but I mean,
yeah.
I guess the big whale in the room is Chastain. Is this going to be where payback is had by Hamlin, and do we look to fade him?
So paybacks, I don't see payback coming at the road course only because the chance of those guys consistently being around each other could be slim. I'd like to make that decision after qualifying. I don't think you'll see any payback from Chase because Chase gave Chastain the payback during last week's race.
Mm-hmm.
Major respect and props goes out to Chastain to get out of the car and basically tell everybody, I effed up. I overdrove multiple times, ran into everybody, my fault, and I would like to go to each individual to apologize, which I get, huge respect. But to Hamlin's point, you can apologize all you want, but I'm going to get mine at some point when I need to. You're just not going to know when it's coming.
So what you're saying is hold off
in the
this course. Wait, I think next week they have off, and then the following week look to.
I'm not big on Chastain at the road course in the first place. That's why I wouldn't. If you want to fade him just in general, you can, but I wouldn't fade him based off of the Denny Hamlin incident.
Now, there's not really that many head-to-heads up because we're recording a little bit earlier, but the two guys that I'm looking to fade in this road course are number one, Ricky Stenhouse. Just looking at it, average finish of 20 in 13 road courses, 8 top 20s. He's only led one flipping lap.
Yeah.
Best finish 11th, worst finish 37th, 2 DNFs. Kind of looking to fade Stenhouse. And then I'm also kind of looking to fade Dillon. Average finish 19.8 in 12 races, 1 top 15, 7 top 20s, 1 lap led. Best finish 10th, worst finish 34th. 1 did not finish. How do you feel about fading those two guys this week?
Fade them both. Dillon is not. Road courses are not his thing. There's a reason. At least Bovada has him at 100-1 before qualifying. At any oval, you'd see him probably 40-1 or in between that area. But sitting at 100-1, we all know that this is not going to be his track, his cup of tea at all.
Now we're gonna pull up our odds on Bovada. Just looking at these odds. One of the ones I did want to ask you about is, Kyle's sitting at 10-1, and the thing that has me worried a little bit about Kyle this week: 13 road courses, average finish 17.40 wins, 5 top 5s, 6 top 10s, 8 top 20s, 47 laps led, but he has 2 DNFs.
Yeah.
Is that probably
No, it's any other track. You grab Kyle at 10-1. Any oval, I'd sit here all day with you and say we need to hammer him. But he did have a good race last week. To your point, he has not won this road course. It's just not. It's not for him. So even though it looks appealing, I know Beho is not going to like it, but definitely fade Kyle when it comes to winning this race. It's not going to happen.
So I have 3 guys I'm looking to be invested in. What's the first guy you're looking to get home?
Call me a homer, everybody, do it. But I am pounding Chase Elliott this week. Yeah, it's a road course, and he's dominated road courses for years now. Not with the new car. He hasn't been so great yet. But I'm definitely hammering Chase. You guys know that I normally don't like to only bet 5-1. That seems really, really low. But since I'm really not sprinkling my money out this week amongst 5 or 6 drivers, I'm hammering Chase. So that's going to be where I start.
My first one is I'm going to Truex. I know I said I was going to quit him, but at 10-1, just looking at his average finishes at Sonoma, average finish of 2. He's led 32.4% of the laps at Sonoma the last 3 races there. Then they're just looking at his production at road courses. 13 races, 1 win, 5 top 5s. Best finish, obviously, one DNF. But just looking at the history, Elliott, Hamlin, Truex, Larson. Those are the 4 best road drivers. Am I
Yeah.
wrong?
Oh, no, 100%.
And
No.
I'm going to get him at the lowest price at 10-1. Oh, actually, Hamlin's at 14-1. Excuse me. I'll take Truex 10-1 all day.
Yes, I am with you.
But real quick, I just said that with Hamlin sitting at 14-1, do we get enticed there? Or are we kind of worried about? Now, you said it couldn't happen, but it's lingering the issue with him and Chastain.
It's lingering. The fact that he just won Charlotte, I don't see him coming into Sonoma and dominating. So again, kind of like Kyle, it looks enticing, but I'm not jumping on the Hamlin wagon out of road course. Okay. There are my next pick, which I'll keep it short and sweet. He's 9-1, still kind of low. The Dinger himself, magic at road courses. He just dominated the road course on Saturday out in Portland, Oregon, I think it was. The Dinger, he's good at all road courses, and Khaled Racing has shown up this year, shockingly. So at 9-1, I am all in on the Dinger.
You have to be any road course. You have to be all in on Dinger. I think a couple years ago, I think we got a home at 18-1 on a road course. It was great.
Yep.
I'm going to shop around. I think DraftKings had him at 12-1. I'm sure Bet Online will have him a little bit lower. So I'd shop around, but Dinger, anything over 9-1 would be the lowest I'd be willing to pay on Dinger.
And I will tell you this, I would almost hold off. He hasn't always been the best qualifier, but he learns the track as he goes. So I wouldn't be surprised if after qualifying, if he qualifies outside of the top 10, if that 9-1 doesn't go up.
Now, one guy I'm going to be betting on is William Byron. I'm looking at him. His stats aren't the best here just because he's crashed. But last year at Sonoma, he had one of the fastest cars on the track.
Yeah.
And I think he's being a little bit overlooked in the market. 18-1. I really like him here. What's your take on him?
Yeah, 100%. He was the fastest car until he crashed last year at this track. So I do like him at 18-1. I'm going to go back up a couple rows. Another man that was a ringer at road courses in the Xfinity Series showed up last year at COTA until he crashed in the Cup car. Austin Cindric in the number 2 at 16-1. If I had to compare a guy close to AJ, if it came to road courses, at least in the Xfinity Series, I would jump on Austin Cindric all day. So I am rolling with him at 16-1.
Now, I read this tweet, and I'll give credit where credit is due. Is from iFantasy Race, and I found it really interesting. I wanted to get your take on it. And Hendrick Equipment at road courses, Alex Bowman has finished in the top 14 in 13 of his 16 starts. In 10 of those, he finished between 8th to 14th. At Sonoma, in a Hendrick Equipment, his average finish is 10.7. I mean, what do we do with that information? Is that just okay, whatever, or is that 22-1?
To me, it's okay, whatever, because it still tells me he can't close the deal. Like, he's having good finishes, but if you're not finishing 1-2 in 13 or 14 races, I don't know how much I want to hammer that at 22-1 when he hasn't been able to close it out.
Okay.
I like the consistency aspect of the stat, but unless you're talking consistency and winning these races, I can't invest in that.
Now, what about someone like a Kurt Busch? At Sonoma, average finish of 6.4. In 3 of his last races at Sonoma, his finish has either been 6th or 7th. The thing is, at road courses since 2018, minus COTA, where he had problems, his average finish is 9.9. Is Kurt Busch someone we'd look to entertain at this track?
No. Again, it's another one of those nice stats. It's like, hey, top 10, average finish, but where's the win? Do you see a win amongst those? Do you see a second place amongst those? You don't. So if you're sprinkling around, sure, grab somebody like him based off of numbers like that. But I'm looking at guys that consistently win road course races. Chase, Dinger, Cindric, Truex. Like those picks that we have so far, they all have multiple wins at road courses under their belt, whether it's Xfinity or Cup or both. They're consistently there every single road course. Byron, not necessarily a win, but was the fastest at Sonoma until he crashed. So I like him. When it comes to a road course, I like to bet the guys that have been in victory lane multiple times in some sort of equipment. I don't care if it's a truck. I don't care if it's Xfinity, Cup, anything. Either you're good at a road course or you're not. And that's just what it sums up to be.
Now, this guy, you know, you kind of rolled his eyes during our pre-production when I said him to you. I'm taking Erik Jones at 40-1, man. And this is why. Just hear me out.
Tell the people.
Average finish, 6th best average finish of 9.5. Average start, 25. So he's starting in back. He's getting to the front. In 2019, he started 32nd and he finished 8th. His last 3 races, finishes of 7, 14, and 5. He's running better. He's qualified poorly, and he's finishing toward the top. Just listen to these drivers. Best finish at Sonoma, average finish, Truex. Next one, Kyle Busch. Next one, Kyle Larson. Next one, Denny Hamlin. Next one, Ryan Blaney. Number 6, Erik Jones. So, I mean, he's right up there with the big boys.
No, and both you and I like to grab somebody that's 40, 50, 60, 70-1 every week that we think has an opportunity to pay us out. And I would roll with you with that Erik Jones. Again, it kind of it defeats what I said a few minutes ago that he doesn't have a win under his belt. But when the odds are that high at 40-1 and you're having that consistent of finishes and you have a top 5, I like it. Now, I will tell you guys this, whether you bet him or not straight up, he will absolutely, if he qualifies outside the top 17, 18, I will 100% grab him in DraftKings. His stock will be so low, people will not grab him. So if you don't bet on him now, definitely have him in your DFS lineup.
I'm seeing if they have any top 10s out right now. Top 10.
There you
go.
Wow, William Byron is even money. Wow.
Plus 180 for a top 10.
I like both of those.
You know what? I usually don't play top 10s, but at plus 180 with Erik Jones, to me, that's got value.
What's completely off, but what's the top 5 for Erik Jones right up above it?
Um,
6-1.
Okay. God, that's just got to be insulting, dude. Just Kozlowski, just right by you. Just
which that's where I don't understand Vegas, or I don't understand how the odds are even created, because you got Kozlowski at like 70-1 to win the race, but you're telling me he's 6-1 to get a top 5.
Yeah, this is just obviously a misprice by them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely be on EJ in some shape or form. The thing with him is he's historically qualified so bad that I think we'll get better odds if we just hold off for qualified. But someone with Truex, someone like your boy Elliott, I feel that we need to lock in pre-flop.
You do. Now, if you scroll back down to the top 10, I'm still rolling Harrison Burton. I've been doing it.
You like Burton at top 10?
No, not yet. That's what I was looking for. Where's the 7? No, never mind. I thought he'd be way up. He's 50 to 1 for a top 5. And to win the race, he's probably 300 to 1, which I'm still rolling with my dude for no reason, except I'm hoping he can cash out
250 to 1.
God.
250 to 1, dude.
He's got the Penske equipment. He's just not.
That's for a top 2 finish. My fault.
Oh,
dude, my bad. I didn't mean to shortchange your boy here, dude. My fault.
300.
Where is that? I don't even see him.
Third one up in the middle.
There you go.
So I'm telling you guys, he's not good at road courses. I'm telling you, I'm still hammering him every single week until that rookie pulls off a win.
He's been running good. I mean, we both agree it's only a matter of time. And who knows, maybe this will be the one. So just to recap, we're going to be fading Stenhouse and Dillon in head-to-heads. There's no Stenhouse and Dillon head-to-head matchups coming on. I have Truex at 10 to 1, which I'm going to lock in now.
Yep.
Byron at 18 to 1, which I you know what? I'm going to lock in Byron right now too.
I would absolutely lock in Byron before qualifying.
Let me see what Byron's average starting position here is. Oh my God. Average starting position 2.5. So I definitely got to lock in Byron right now. One guy I did want to touch on who's a good road course driver who we cashed in the Daytona road course last year. Your mom's favorite driver. What about Christopher Bell?
I like him. If you scroll back up, I think his odds are 16 or 18 to 1. 16. I'd rather put my money on the Cindric at 16 to 1 right now than the Bell. But if Bell doesn't have a good qualifying and those odds jump up to 20, I wouldn't mind grabbing him. He is a good road course racer. He is somebody to look out for. But when I see two drivers at the same cost and I favor one over the other, and I'm not sprinkling a bunch and I'm hammering Elliott this week, then I'm just sticking with one, and it's going to be Cindric. But if you are somebody watching this that you're like, yeah, I really don't know about Cindric, then absolutely jump Bell. But don't grab them both unless you're sprinkling around and not hammering one driver.
So just to confirm, I'm going to lock in Truex now. You're going to lock in Elliott now. I'm going to lock in Byron now, but I'm going to hold off on Jones. Dinger, you said to wait because he historically doesn't qualify well here.
Correct. I'm locking in Cindric today at 16 to 1. Because we both know, I mean, let's be real, Eric. If Cindric qualifies top 5, he's not going to be at 16 to 1. They'll drop him to 9 or 8 or something like that. Then it's not worth it at that point.
Now, what we're going to start to do is my cutoff point for those of you that are listening to this late, my cutoff point is 12 to 1 on Byron. If Byron qualifies good, gets below 12 to 1, I'm not going to invest. Truex 10 to 1. This is as low as I go for him. Jones 40 to 1. And you, myself, and Brian kind of talked about this. I am not going to bet a driver at worst odds after qualifying it. If that makes sense.
No, it's not.
I miss the price. And with live betting, I can get the price easily.
Yeah.
So that's when the game comes in. You kind of have to look at historically how they've done. Because case in point, your boy Chase, I'm looking at right now, he has an average qualifying to 3. You have to get that. You have to get that bad boy in there right now because that's gonna drop. I'm trying to find Almirola here. Where is Almirola? Did he run Sonoma last year?
Yeah, he had to.
Oh my God! Listen to this. Last 4 races at Sonoma. Guess who has the best average finish?
Allmendinger. I mean,
even better.
Almirola.
Even better. Talk dirty to me, Erik Jones.
Erik Jones.
Talk dirty to me, Erik Jones. Last 4 races.
Oh.
I cannot. It's not showing me Dinger. Maybe my old eyes are.
So Dinger might have not ran in the Cup race last year.
So, recent races at Sonoma. These are the guys with the best average finish. Eric Jones, Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott. Those are your top 5. So I definitely am liking my Eric Jones. Of course, we're going to look to fade Bryce Kozlowski. So that's it, guys.
Hopefully we get some better luck.
We have Dinger right here. Average starting position 11. So if he starts 11th, I really don't think that
the odds will change.
The odds will change that much. Christopher Bell, though, average start is 20th. If
that's what I'm saying,
20th, and that floats up to about 20-1, I'd look to get invested in Christopher Bell.
Yeah, of course. Yes, absolutely. It's weird, man, because I feel Vegas just recently started really adjusting these odds after qualifying. Like you used year after year, you'd see like a little movement, like a 9-1 would go to 10-1, or a 9-1 would go to 8-1. But they're swinging. If you didn't lock in, gosh, who was it last week? It was either Chastain or Bell or somebody. If you didn't lock him in before qualifying,
yeah,
he dropped.
And that's what we're saying. Like we locked him in, I think, at 20-1 or whatever.
And he was dropped
down to 9-1. There's no point in betting that. In my opinion. You miss the boat. You move on. You live to fight another day. So, Brandon, I'd like to thank you for coming on. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you on social media?
Right below on the screen, Boston Boy 83, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, all of it. Now, hopefully we can cash some bets, man.
Now, real quick before we sign off, as a Celtics fan right now, what's going through your head?
F Draymond.
What's going through your head?
I'm pumped right now, but I really feel the way to win this series is winning game 4.
Now, the bigger question is, did you follow my Tatum over 5.5 assists bet last night?
I did.
There you go. Easy money. Yes. Easy money right there. All right, buddy. You enjoy the rest of your week. I will talk to you Saturday night when you, myself, and Brian will be on BTV. Make sure you guys check that out. Let's cash some tickets. Let's make some money, boys and girls.
We're in it.